It may be Christmas time in the real world, but in Squid Game, it's Halloween time, and Ji-hun has got the last invite to the party. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. It's episode 2 of the long-awaited season 2 of Squid Game. The game's not quite half begun yet, but guess what? You've got to eat dinner before you get dessert. But next time, I'm ready for my ice cream. Are you ready for yours?
John may have an invitation to the Halloween party, but the real horror is about to begin once again on the island, and he plans on stopping it. Plan A is to prevent it from happening, but Plan B, as we see by the end of episode 2, is to rejoin the games. Now, was that a mistake for Ji-hun? Should he have prevented himself from going back into the island and putting himself in that dangerous position where he is once again a player? He once again has to pass all these games in order just to survive. I think he did make a mistake, but here, Plan B is Plan B for a reason, because the A plan goes out the window.
All the time here on Fog Entertainment, we know about A's and B's, but let's talk you through this episode.
I don't think any of our Plan A's ever worked, to be honest, but...
Yeah, you may as well have... There's 26 letters in the alphabet, you may as well use them.
That's what they're there for.
And the Koreans know sure how hell to do that, because look at their names, they do it.
I don't really know what their alphabet looks like, to be honest. Could be more than 26.
It could be more than 26, but Jun-ho begins the episode, he arrives at the motel, he's in hot pursuit, isn't he?
He is in hot pursuit, and he catches Ji-hun with the recruiter just laying there, a bullet in the side of his brain, and he comes to the conclusion, yeah, you killed him. And obviously Ji-hun didn't. Well, I mean, technically, no, he didn't. It was a game of Russian roulette. That's not killing. And he was basically forced into playing it. So it was just another game at the end of the day that Ji-hun won. Whether he won it through luck or bravery, it's entirely up to you. You can decide. But the
definitely both, like, because he didn't have to play it. It wasn't a saw trap where if he didn't play it, he died.
Well, I mean, you could argue the recruiter would have just killed him.
Nah, it was a game. They both saw the mission out.
No, he told him we were playing a game. You don't know what happens if he refuses to play the game.
No, I think the recruiter guy would have let him live. Even though he was a bit unhinged. But here, it didn't happen. Alright, the gun went off. He's dead.
Aye, he's dead, so that Jun-ho comes in.
Yeah, Jun-ho comes in, guys, after... I mean, he did get pointed to the right room by Cho Wook-sik, so that was good from him. And then he actually saves Jun-ho in here, because it was almost good night. He was almost getting arrested. The games were never going to get interrupted here. But then a big chair to the back of the dome, and it knocks out Jun-ho. He's in the bathtub for a wee bit of interrogation, and after a wee bit of back and forth, they're on the same page. The three of them are going to team up.
Yeah, but they all want the same thing, so you may as well work together. Why have one person trying to bring down the games when you can have three?
And then Ji-hun whips out his money mattress.
Yeah, we get introduced to Ji-hun and his wad of cash, his stack of cash. There's a lot of won in here, a lot more won that I'm comfortable in seeing. Him, Jung-ho, and Woo Si-ok decide that they are going to come up with a plan. Woo Si-ok manages to create a team of basically accomplished... You name it, they've done it.
Ex-military, ex-Navy SEALs, ex-police, ex-army, ex-everything you can name it. This guy's a traffic cop. He sucks.
Yeah, so Woo-seok says that Jung-ho is just nothing but an ex-traffic cop, and he's not really suited to the team, but he doesn't really know the skill set and the what Jun-ho is capable of going through. This is the guy that infiltrated the island the first time, so if anyone's capable of bringing these games down, I'd argue it's him, because he did pretty well last time.
He did do pretty well last time. I'm looking forward to him arriving back on the island. I'm looking forward to the big reunion of everybody back on the island.
Yeah, me too. Now, we do get introduced to a new character, Noelle, apparently a North Korean defector, and she wants to get her son back. She needs money for her son, so therefore she's also in the games. However, we see a new dynamic here where she is not joining the games as a player, but she's actually joining the games as one of the soldiers. Now, not too sure how that comes around. The recruiter recruits players. Is there a separate person that recruits workers, recruits soldiers?
Potentially, but I think it makes sense to go after defectors from North Korea, because I think they would tend to be a bit more colder, so to speak. I think so.
I don't think that's got anything to do with it, personally. Like,
well, I think it would. The South Koreans are a wee... I mean, I think it's just basic knowledge that the South Koreans are a wee bit weaker than the North Koreans. No?
Well, I can't confirm nor deny.
Oh, here, you're not the Holy Grail, mate. If you did confirm it, it would have meant hee-haw. If you denied it, and I went, well, it meant hee-haw as well. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, so we got to see a bit of her life. Seems like she works at some sort of amusement park. And yeah, it's a shite job, really, where she dresses up as some cuddly character every day. We see some kid who's got a diagnosis. He's terminally ill. He enjoys the park. He enjoys the animals that come to life. One day, she, I guess, leaves and then gives up her costume. One of her co-workers has to take place, and he doesn't keep up to her efforts. You know, he doesn't keep up the requirements, and he takes his hat off. The kid sees it. It's fake. It's not real. And then I guess the kid just kind of dies or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, he needs... I think what we're going to see here is maybe this kid's father go into the game because he doesn't have the money for the surgery. So, looking forward to that. But honestly, I get you need to introduce new characters, and it is a good dynamic to have someone actually go in as a guard rather than a player. So I do enjoy that, but at the same time, it did feel a wee bit filler compared to the main stuff going on.
Yeah, maybe they could have shortened this a little bit, maybe not showed as much scenes, I think, but it is what it is. New character.
And the episode ended with her getting changed into the suit. Like, I thought they might have went a different way, but...
Yeah, but, I thought something was up because you seen her enter some form of, truck. It was like a big lorry with a massive trailer on the back of it, and we haven't seen any players enter that way. We normally see them enter in the back of the car, and then they get gassed, and before we know it, they wake up and they're in the room. She entered a different way. There was no gas. And therefore, when you see her put on the pink suit and she puts on the helmet, it makes sense that, she's not entering the games as a player. So we'll see what this leads to. I'm just a little bit curious as to how she got this infight.
Yeah, maybe it'll be explained later on, but who knows? But
they all seem to know everyone's history. They know your debts and what you owe, and possibly they look for people with experience and experience in the military or whatnot. But then again, we've seen the front man when he was first recruited. He was recruited as a player. Why wasn't he recruited as a soldier?
We'll see, but we don't really know. And I guess more mysteries that are hidden is a good thing for the show, because it's pretty early. Only getting the 2 seasons apparently, so we'll see how that goes. But we see Ji-hun get a big tracker, insert it into his tooth, look pretty brutal. Some black market dentistry at work here, so a tracker on him at all times.
Well, I tell you what, he's got a lot of money, so he can afford the best black market dentist.
That's it. I tell you what though, the stack of cash they gave him wasn't that big.
It wasn't.
And also, this loan shark guy, surely he'd be like, oh, I'll help you, Ji-hun, and just take one of his wee loan shark mates with a flatbed truck and just hoover all his money off him. That's what I'd have done.
Yeah. Well, I guess if he keeps his mouth shut, there's more money coming his way. We see them infiltrate the club then, so it's some sort of Halloween-themed party. Ji-hun believes that he sees a front man, but instead it's just some kid with a black mask on. He's questioning, what do you want, Gramps? Now Ji-hun enters with Woo Seok, but Young-ho's left on the outside. It's a 2-man job apparently, and these are the 2 going in. But Woo Seok, he feels more like a comedy-esque character. Doesn't seem like a serious threat. Doesn't seem like somebody that you believe's going to single-handedly take down the games. I think he's there to provide a little bit of relief.
Yeah, he's here with the horse mask on, and it's like he's just getting tasered, banged about, joking, moving his head about like an absolute stallion.
Jung-ho spots the soldiers in the pink suits. There's 2 of them entering the back door of the building. He tries to radio through, but there's a bit of a connection problem. Woo Seok only hears one soldier, and he sees the one soldier leading Ji-hun away, so he believes there's only one, and he walks straight into the other one, who tases him, takes him out the game, and then both soldiers manage to escape the Halloween party with Ji-hun. Jung-ho gets in, but it's a crowded it's a crowded party, a lot of people in here. By the time he makes it downstairs, Ji-hun has already left. Now, it didn't help that he got stopped at the door. Security trying to stop him.
I think this is a toy.
I'm a cop. He's like, look around. Everyone's a cop. And obviously Halloween, loads of people dressed up as cops. But then he pulls the gun on him, and the security's like, well, hey, officer, on you go.
This is a safe country. No one has guns. Yeah. They ain't supposed to.
Rolled out the red carpet there for Jung-ho. Ji-hun then enters the limo, and he is confronted by none other than the front man.
Yeah,
And voice only.
Yeah, voice only because there's a big giant golden pig in the middle of the truck. But he was in the front of the limo to be exact.
Yeah, then we get the reveal at the end that he's in the front of the limo, but they discuss the games. Jihan wants to bring the games down. The front man reveals that the games will never stop and that the games will never stop as long as the world continues the way it's going, and he blames people for the games. So I don't know if that's some deflection tactics there, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically saying the games are there to get rid of the trash. Are they? I think it's to make a lot of money while getting rid of the trash. The jobbers of society. Here, some people might agree with his methods, his ideology, but Jihan certainly doesn't, and he's got the money to back this up here, but Plan B is in motion. You see Jun Ho following them. You've got the...
Oh, that's Plan A.
Well, Plan A. You've got Jun Ho. You've got the military, the ex-military guys, but they all get wiped out by a bunch of snipers, and I don't know, man. It's like, maybe he should have bought some cars with bulletproof tyres.
Well, he probably wasn't expecting the snipers to take them out, but I guess that would reveal why the limo was circling the same building. But the sniper was ready to take them out, so they can no longer follow Jihan. They lose contact on Jihan, and then obviously knowing that Plan A has failed and they're not going to be able to take the front man down, Jihan has to move on to Plan B, and that is to infiltrate the island by entering once again as a player. Frontman tells Jihan that he should have left, he should have took the money, that money was his, he earned it, and he wanted him to have a happy life. Whether that's true or not, we don't know. Should Jihan even be here? Should he be enjoying his money? He could have got on that plane and he would not be risking his life. I mean, you look at everything he went through. He overcame 455 other players. Maybe he deserved some happiness. Maybe he deserved to live a rich life for the rest of his days. But Jihan talks about how he defeated Onam, and Onam didn't want to admit that he was wrong about the world, taking us back to episode 9 when the homeless guy was rescued. But the front man and Onam, they don't agree with Jihan's vision of the world. They think that it's full of trash and that the games are helping eliminate that trash. But, I mean, we see in the games, it doesn't necessarily mean you're trash. You just see some desperate people in there. I mean, the front man at one point went into the game, so is he referring to himself as trash?
Well, that's it. Maybe you turn for trash and you turn into something great, but no one's ever really forced into these games at the end of the day. They go in for their own motives, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not like people are getting picked up at the side of the street and forced in. That'd be different.
And that's the thing. I mean, they have maintained that these games are fair and that they want everyone to have the same chance. We've seen in season 1 when there was cheating going on, it was cut out, and everyone they have the option of voting, and if the majority vote to stop, then the game stops. So yeah, it's not like these people are being forced against their will. And even when Jun Ho wants to go back in, the front man, he's reluctant to do it, and he makes him confirm that he's sure about doing so.
Yeah, so they definitely follow the rule book, but essentially he agrees, and then the smoke appears and he's knocked out. So he's going to be re-entering the game. So I'm guessing with episode 3, folks, that's where the games are going to begin again. Looking forward to it, but the episode did end with Noel getting her uniform on and the wee truck riding off into the sunset. So we're seeing a lot of different perspectives. I've actually liked the beginning of season 2 because if you just begun with games, it's like, well, what are we doing here? Yeah,
some people can't comprehend that. They just want it to be season 1 repeated, but with different games or in different characters. It's like, you can't have it be the exact same. It has to be different.
That would only work if you didn't already have a story. But you've got a story about him wanting back in. You've got people that want to find the island. Now, if it was just a complete fresh set of characters, then by all means,
then that works, but that's not the case. So yeah, I think it's been a good start, but not great. It's not blown me away.
Yeah, I mean, season 1, though, at this point, wasn't exactly great, was it? It was probably about the mid part that I thought it really peaked. So I'll give this episode a 7. I thought it was pretty decent.
I'm giving it a 7 as well. 7, I think it's fair. I gave episodes 1 and 8, so I think a 7's pretty fair. And hopefully it picks up. But yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts down below. Let us know your opinions, and we will catch you in the next one. But that's it for Halloween Party. Up next, I believe, we have episode 3, which is called 001. So yeah.
Oh yeah.